massive fight would be Ilia versus Islam too. Well, the other thing is too is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you immediately have a super fight with him. And
I do like to go. I'm in this zone until I can clear my slate. It's looking like I'm headed to the Oval Office again. So that's my.
But I would have won. Islam would have fought Ilia. That was the plan. He would have fought. He would have fought Ilia. 100%. Like a lot of people saying all this stuff. He would have fought Ilia.
Islam returning to 155 is a real stretch for me. I think Islam is going to be a lot like Ilia, which is, hey, this is great. Thank goodness I got here. Most unpleasant experience that Islam has had in the sport is just beating the scale of 155. I'm very confident in telling you guys, if Islam has success at 170 and becomes the champion, that whatever dreams you have, Islam versus Ilia haven't gotten closer. They got further apart. If you have a dream of seeing Islam versus Ilia, it's very unlikely. The best way to get there would be if Islam was to lose at 170.
Just when fans were losing hope of ever seeing Islam versus Ilia, Dana White reignited the excitement by revealing that the blockbuster fight might still become a reality. Speaking on a recent podcast, he hinted at a potential showdown between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, a clash that could electrify the entire sport. White teased a moment so massive it would have fans around the world counting down the days, showing just how big this fight could be if all the right pieces fall.
The fight would be Ilia versus Islam too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But Salim is obsessed with that fight.
Oh, really?
He's obsessed with it. And I tell him, I'm like, but they both got to win more fights in their division first, right? That's kind of how you do it, right?
Yeah.
When it's like they both run through their division, and then it's like you're in the position where it's like, I got to make this. That's what happened with Volk Islam, right?
Well, the other thing is too is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you immediately have a super fight with him and Ilia. So
Could that be
I don't
Islam
know.
gets one victory? Could that potentially happen?
You have to see. It's one thing to sit around. This is what the media always tries to do: sit around and talk about these fights before they happen, or hypothetically speaking. I don't like hypothetical. These are options that we have if things play out that way, but you never know what's going to happen.
Also spoke about being blown away by Ilia Topuria's last 3 fights, highlighting a level of confidence and precision that has stunned the fight world. He pointed to these dominant performances as proof that Ilia is evolving into a true superstar right before
What did you
everyone's
think
eyes.
about Ilia's last performance?
Incredible. Absolutely unbelievable.
You guys probably knew. I always saw him as being like a big star, but has that surprised you at all? How dominant he's been?
Yeah. You don't know until it plays out, and then calling the round, calling how he's going to do it, and doing it to the guys that he's done it to is unbelievable. Volk, Holloway, and now Charles.
Islam's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, hinted at a wild twist behind the scenes that nearly led to an Islam versus Ilia showdown, revealing just how close fans came to witnessing that clash. He teased the excitement surrounding Islam now facing JDM in a massive US arena, setting the stage for a fight that feels like a blockbuster event ready to explode.
100%. Like a lot of people saying all this stuff. He would have fought Ilia.
Hunter went over to Dagestan.
2-3 weeks.
I sent him to Dagestan.
You said him
I
2-3
said it
weeks, 2-3 years, forget?
Islam said, I will not fight Bilal. But, Bilal ended up losing. Islam fighting Mandalay. I truly believe Islam is going to beat him.
I don't know where
Abu Dhabi.
I don't know where
Makhachev is not going to win.
I don't know where the fight's gonna take place yet.
I can tell you. It will take place in the US.
Really? Okay.
In a big arena. One of the biggest arena.
UFC legend Daniel Cormier also spoke about the explosive potential between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, suggesting they could spark a rivalry that captivates the entire world. He hinted that these two fighters might need each other to reach true global superstardom, setting up a storyline fans would follow with every
Talking to
heartbeat.
someone today about it, I said, while I may not have the greatest relationship with Conor McGregor, partly because of Habib and his relationship with Conor McGregor, I respect and appreciate him for being that guy for my brother Khabib. Because without Conor McGregor, Khabib doesn't go to the moon, right? You need that guy. And I think Ilia Topuria and Islam might be each other. So while you may not like each other, you may need each other to go to the next level. So I appreciate Conor for helping Khabib achieve the life that he has today. Because before the Conor McGregor fight, he was great. We all loved him on the mixed martial arts level. Right after Conor McGregor, he was a global.
Meanwhile, Conor McGregor hinted at a massive return during the UFC White House event, sparking wild anticipation about what he might do next. He fueled the excitement with talk of big stages and even bigger moments, leaving fans wondering what kind of show he plans to
You
deliver
like
this
to
time.
go. I'm in this zone until I can clear my slate. It's looking like I'm headed to the Oval Office again. So that's where I'm heading next. But I let these men fight for this one, and I'll support them and back them all the way.
Moreover, Ali Abdelaziz shared his raw and unfiltered opinion on Conor McGregor, hinting at the chaos and controversy that constantly follow McGregor's name. He called out the true character behind the fame, adding fuel to the fire and keeping fans locked in on every word whenever McGregor is mentioned.
You're a piece of shit.
What do you think has been the biggest fight in UFC?
Conor, Habib, there's no doubt. It's close.
Conor McGregor did say a lot of about you.
Just a hooligan. He doesn't give a crap about nothing but himself or his ego. They said money and fame change people. I disagree. I think money and fame show who you really are. Maybe this McGregor guy at the beginning was a good guy, but when you really give him this power, this money, show who he is. He's a piece of shit. When you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. It's fact.
On the other hand, Stephen Thompson shared his honest take on Islam Makhachev jumping to welterweight, hinting at the frustration bubbling among the division's top contenders. He pointed to the crowded line of hungry fighters already waiting for their shot, stirring up debate about who truly deserves the big opportunities.
Making this move and how he matches up with JDM.
Well, number one, if I was in the top 5, I would be very upset that this guy who just got the title is already looking at somebody from a different division. Like, you know, if it was me, who if I'm in the top 5, more deserving than, you know, this guy coming up, like, I've been waiting here. Where's the Shavkat Rakhmonov? Where's the Ian Garys? Where are the, you know, these guys? Usman, who's been in the mix, is back in the mix, if you will, after beating Buckley. Like, these guys, I think, are more deserving of it because they've been there. Like, if it was me, I would want JDM to, like, fight at least one more time, 2 more times before looking at somebody from a different weight class.
Stephen Thompson hinted at the huge challenge awaiting Islam Makhachev if he faces JDM, teasing a battle where every skill will be tested to the limit. He painted a picture of a clash that could push Islam further than ever before, with fans eager to see if he can handle such a dangerous and relentless
I think it's a very tough fight for Islam Makhachev coming up. A bigger guy, a guy with great takedown defense, and a guy that's just won the title from somebody very similar to himself. You know, Bilal Muhammad, cardio for days, strong grappling background. I do believe that Islam has a better striking than Bilal does, so I think that would be interesting. But I think it's a very tough fight for him.
On the other hand, Max Holloway teased a potential rematch with Ilia Topuria at 155, sparking excitement over unfinished business and fresh rivalries. He hinted at deep history and personal stakes that could turn this into one of the most electric fights on the horizon, leaving fans buzzing about what might unfold when they finally meet again.
What do you think would be different?
We just have to find out, right? We're gonna, people keep saying what I said that fight. We're gonna find out Saturday night. So 55 fight, we just gonna have to find out, you know. So first things first. You know, I was over the moon, you know. A lot of people thought so. I'd be like, oh my God, what the hell? Why is he coming to 55? I was over the moon when he announced he's coming to 55. And then when I found out he got the title shot, I was like, oh my gosh. I think I was the happiest man alive. I have history with 2 guys. They're figuring out my fight, you know what I mean? We had this BMF title, so I know old boy likes walking around with a BMF title, but you know, if he wants an authentic one, you know where to find me, you know. First things first is Dustin Poirier, like I said, but there's a lot of history.
Max Holloway spoke about the importance of creating big moments in the UFC, hinting at how one electrifying performance can change everything. He sparked curiosity about what could be next, leaving fans wondering if a title shot might be waiting for him sooner than anyone expects.
You know, UFC is about moments, man. You go out there, you know, and make a moment, just like with the 300. You know what I mean? We had the chances of making moments, and you know, if I can go out there and get a moment, get everybody excited about it, who's to say that not fighting for a title come at the end of the year? Or
Ilia Topuria is already looking ahead, making it clear that dominating 2 divisions isn't enough for him. He's eyeing a move to welterweight if Islam Makhachev takes that belt, driven by a desire to chase greatness and build a legacy. As a 3-division champion, it's a bold move that shows just how fearless and ambitious Ilia
Islam
truly
becomes
is.
the welterweight world champion. For sure, I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Ilia Topuria revealed he wants to face Islam Makhachev at 170 instead of lightweight, showing just how big his ambitions truly are. He's thinking beyond a single division, aiming to conquer welterweight and claim a third UFC title, proving he's not just chasing wins, but legacy-defining greatness. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev said in a recent interview that he's not ruling out a return to 155, keeping all options
Islam
on the
Makhachev
table.
did an interview and said he's not ruling out coming back down to 155. Would you rather fight him at 170 to get that third title, or would you be willing to fight him at 55 because that's the division that people say he might be the best at?
It would be much better for me to fight him in 170, and I will beat him and get the third title.
Apart from Islam, the only other fight that makes sense to Ilia right now is Paddy Pimblett. After becoming champion, Ilia spoke about facing Paddy next, seeing it as the perfect opportunity to make a huge statement in front of the fans. He views it as an easy fight where he can completely dominate and prove just how far ahead he is, turning the matchup into a showcase of his skills.
What's going
and
on with
confidence.
Paddy?
With all the fans around the world, I think that they want to see that fight. And at the same time, I have to be honest, I think it's one of the easiest fights that I could have in the lightweight division. I don't know, I can do with him whatever I want to do. It's very excited fight for the fans.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna enjoy a lot the whole process, and at the same time, it's a fight where I'm gonna be able to shine once
Ilia
again.
Topuria showed massive confidence about a potential fight with Paddy Pimblett, saying it wouldn't even make it to the second round. He's so certain of his skills that he even mentioned picking a flashy submission just to entertain the fans, making it clear he wants to prove he's on another level and can finish the fight anyway.
When would you win? Give us some of that Ilia prediction magic.
Against Paddy?
Yeah.
I have to think about it. I promise you, I could choose the way I want to finish.
First round?
Be like, that's for sure. He's not gonna stay there for more than one round with me. But I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be cool to submit him in the ground with a triangle choke from the mount, something like that. Like as I told.
Meanwhile, Alexander Volkanovski opened up about the impact of facing Islam Makhachev, hinting at just how powerful and dangerous Islam truly is. He highlighted the difference in how it felt compared to Ilia's knockout, adding another layer of intrigue around Islam's striking power and the kind of threat he brings to the cage.
From the Islam, I feel like I had more of a concussion from the Islam one.
Yeah,
Even though I was knocked out longer with Ilia,
Yeah.
I had a lot more of the symptoms than that with the Islam one. So I probably should have had
I
more
think
of
the
a
protocol.
Volkanovski spoke about Jack Della Maddalena's evolution, sparking excitement over how his recent win against Belal Muhammad might set the stage for a huge clash with Islam Makhachev. He pointed to Jack's improved takedown defense and suggested that this new version could pose a real threat to even the most dominant wrestlers, leaving fans eager to see if he can rise to the challenge against Islam's elite grappling. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates and news. Thank you.